Hello again, Jason here. I'm going to talk about the 2-episode premiere of The Lord of the Rings of Power on Amazon Prime. I'm going to be talking maybe some minor spoilers, so I just want to throw out a blanket spoiler warning just in case anything kind of ekes out there. So, if you haven't checked it out, head on over to Amazon Prime and Prime Video and take a look. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this review of The Lord of the Rings of Power. When I first heard about this show, it sounded pretty ambitious. I didn't know if they were going to be able to do something on the scale of The Lord of the Rings on the small screen. I know that HBO had done it with Game of Thrones. And I wasn't sure, with Game of Thrones, I wasn't sure if people would be into a Lord of the Rings show. Of course, they would always be into a Lord of the Rings show, but I wasn't quite sure because when they had first announced it, it was just the Lord of the Rings at the time. So I was skeptical in the sense there's the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson. Those are pretty definitive. I mean, you cannot, they're like the Untouchables. And I was a bit skeptical and kind of not sure how to feel. Then when they said it was going to take place in the Second Age and center around the forging of the rings, and it was going to mostly follow a young Galadriel and Elrond and all these other figures in Tolkien lore with a few new characters sprinkled in, I thought, okay, that could be interesting. So when the premiere hit last night, I watched both episodes. They clock in at about 66 minutes long a piece, so just over 2 hours. And what I will say is, it's definitely ambitious. You see where this show has a vision of where it's going. And you're willing to go on that journey with it. But it is much like the Lord of the Rings, much like The Hobbit. It is definitely a long, winding road. And those first couple episodes, there's a lot of good stuff in it. The introduction of Durin and Khazad-dûm and Sauron, the looming presence of Sauron, and the re-emergence of the orcs, Galadriel kind of being this battle-ready, battle-hardened warrior who is not ready to rest and give up, and wants to continue her search for the Dark Lord Sauron as he seeks to amass power and conquer Middle-earth. A lot of the newer characters are fairly interesting. I want to know who I'm eager to find out who that man who fell from the sky is. And of course the elf Erendur is he's a pretty interesting character, and his kind of thing with the healer. I think that's an interesting avenue to explore, an elf-human relationship in the Second Age, because we all know, the most famous human and elf relationship was Aragorn and Arwen. And so I think it'd be interesting to see kind of how that dynamic plays out with two newer characters in a setting, in the changing world of the Second Age. The actors who played both, and I can't think of their names right now. I don't even want to try to botch them. So I'm not, there's just so much going on in the show. Elrond and Galadriel both really reminded me of Hugo Weaving and Cate Blanchett. Galadriel, there's definitely the gravitas, the weight that Cate Blanchett carried with her in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films, in the same way with the actor who plays Elrond in for Hugo Weaving. It's just, it really feels like this. I don't know if this is the plan. I'm not sure. Without Peter Jackson's involvement, it's kind of a bit leery, but it seems like they're really trying hard to make this. They're trying to make this sort of a prequel to The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and it feels a lot more like a prequel to those films than I had thought possible, which is great. And I do really enjoy what they're doing, where they're going. It is a slow burn, however, so if you're one of those who might be a bit impatient and don't want to sit through, lengthy run times, the hour format might be right for you. That's one thing I enjoyed about watching the extended editions of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit on home video, was that they were split into, multiple parts in order to fit on the, to fit the space of the discs. And it just made it for, at your leisure viewing of those films. And this is kind of the way I feel about this series. The hour-long episodes, it's a good at your leisure show. And I don't know, just the language in it is so elegant and beautiful. It really reminds me of, something straight out of Tolkien. I hadn't read the Silmarillion before watching the show, but having watched those 2 episodes, it got me really intrigued and interested in that book. So I am listening to it on Audible right now. So that should be, that's a testament to how good this show is. It's kind of made me, it's rejuvenated my interest in the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, and that's the highest compliment I can give it. But again, it's a slow, lengthy show. And I know it's going somewhere, but it seems like it's a long road to get there. So that being said, I'm going to say, I'm going to give this show these first two episodes a 4 out of 5. Let me know what you thought of the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power premiere down in the comments section below. I want to hear from you. Did certain things work? Did they not work? Just let me know. I'm eager to see. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell to get updates on all my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. And I really do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye.